Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is Monday, May 16th, and because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Just like every week, guys, we're going to start with the plush and go through all of the plush that sold for the week, and then we'll go through some of the highlights of our sales as far as good brands that move quickly or for good amounts or both. Let's jump right on in with this leopard. This is a Gans Webkins Rockers leopard. Gans Webkins are hit or miss. I usually find them for 50 cents or less, and so I just bring them home and try them out. I've been pleasantly surprised sometimes, and sometimes they're like this little guy who sold for $10.12 and shipped in a poly bag first class. Next up, we have a Sugar Loaf, which is a Kelly toy. Sugar Loaf is by Kelly Toy. This is a bear with spider webs on him. Super cute. I've had him for quite some time. I want to say I got him back in Pittsburgh when I had access to 50-cent plush at the Goodwill. He may have come in a box, but I do remember he's been around for a long time. I listed him in time for Halloween a couple years ago, and he sat until he sold in May, years later. So I took a best offer on him of $16.16, and he did ship first class. Next up, we have a Build-A-Bear, just a plain tan Build-A-Bear. I start all my Build-A-Bears at $18, and then I'll entertain offers. This one sold for $16.16. Most of my plain bears go for around 16, but if I started them at 16 and you wanted to do offers, you're looking at less than 16. So I like to start them all at 18, and sometimes they'll sell for that. All right, so we only had 3 plush sell on eBay last week. We had a handful sell on Macari and Poshmark, surprisingly. So you will see those next month when I do my What Sold wrap-ups for those 2 platforms. We're going to start with these jeans here. These are Sean John men's jeans. I've talked about these recently. These were recently thrifted from Salvation Army on half off day. Paid $5 a pair. Here's another one. And this brand does move quickly. I like this brand. It's a solid high tier bread and butter. Sells for about $30, and it usually moves within 2 weeks. Sometimes faster, but I've never seen them sit around for a month. So there's this pair and this pair, and then this pair of men's Wranglers. Same thing. Wranglers are solid men's brand to move. Anytime I find men's Wrangler jeans for $3 or less, I will always source them. Unfortunately, most of them are going to be more than that, even on half off day. So I don't get them as often as I would like. I leave a lot of them behind, but they only sell for about $25. So I can't bring myself to pay $5 for them. But if I find them for less, or if they come in thread up boxes, I love it. They usually sell within a week. Wranglers move super fast. Men's Wranglers. Let me specify that. So this pair of men's Wranglers for $25. Why am I showing you all 3 of these? This one for $30 and this one for $30 is because it was one buyer purchased all 3 pairs on Saturday. And so we were able to ship all 3 pairs together. We used a large priority shipping box that you can order off of the USPS for free. It's right around 12 by 12 by 12. It's the large boxes I use for my heavier plush. And it was $14 to ship all 3. They weighed about 12 to 14 pounds. They were pretty heavy. But if we had shipped these all in padded flats, it would have been like $24. So I do love when one buyer purchases a bunch and you can ship them all together. Saves you a little bit of money. So here's some Zara's. These were from a recent thread up box. Really nice looking, like wide leg trouser jeans is what they're called. These I put bell bottom, wide leg, denim pants. I would have put trouser if I had room. But I felt like bell bottom and wide leg were more important keywords. So keep that in mind when you're cramming all the keywords into the title. You want to go most important to least important, and sometimes you have to leave some stuff out. I understand that that offer is expired. Wonderful. Did you guys see that popping up over and over? Driving me nuts. All right, so it's still popping up even though I clicked on it, huh? Go away. $29 on a best offer, and they shipped in a padded flat. There, it popped up again. That's going to drive me nuts. Hopefully you guys are multitasking and not having to look at that continuing to pop up on you. So I did price these high for Zara jeans because they were fancy and unique. Most of the women's jeans in this brand, I'll start on 20. Next up, we have this Hanes Bonner tie, sold for $14.99. Just a tie that we found at a thrift store local to us here. It was about $1. We'd never heard of the brand before. We looked it up, and hey, $1.15 is pretty darn good, so we grabbed it. It shipped first class in a poly bag, and it is a new to us brand, but it will be looking for it now. Pink ties do well for us, as do men's pink shirts. Next up, we have a Tommy Bahama men's tie. We found this at a local thrift store, and it was also only $1, which was a really super nice find. We don't find Tommy Bahama ties very often. They always have these nice prints. They're always silk. And then when we do find them, they're way overpriced. They sell for about $15 on average, so you don't want to pay too much into them. But this has like the nice Hawaiian tropic print. It was silk. It was $1. Hey, so we sold it for $14.99. And it shipped first class in a poly bag. Next up, we have that thing keeps popping up. I'm so sorry, guys. It's distracting. It's probably distracting you as well. We have a Columbia women's Hawaiian shirt, button front. Y'all just saw this very recently in a haul video. And I usually get Columbia shirts in the men's department, but whenever I see them in the women's, I grab them up. This had the nice hibiscus flowers on it. Women's Hawaiian shirt. I love Columbia. This sold for $19.99. Next, we have another pair of men's Wranglers. These came out of a thread-up box, I believe, and if not, they came from a local thrift store. So they were about $2 to $3 cost. Sold for $24.99. And they shipped in a padded flat. These Wranglers, they sell so quickly, guys. They do really well. Just got to try to find them at a good cost. Driftwood. Many of you probably saw these in my last startup unboxing or the one before the last, and were screaming at the screen when I said, hey, this is a new to me brand. I want to comment and look it up. And you were probably yelling, they're bolos! They're bolos! So these have the nice embroidered hems, and it is a bolo brand. I priced mine high on the high end. When I comped them, I actually looked for the Colette name. I looked up Driftwood Colette, not just Driftwood jeans. I comped this exact style, and I priced mine on the high end to give me wiggle room. I did take a best offer on these of $40, and that is why I price high, so that I can still get a price that I'm okay with, but not have to go lower than that or go on the low end of comps. So I always go on the way high end, and then I'll entertain offers. So these are definitely a brand I will be looking for in the future. I now know this is a bolo brand. These are nice jeans too. They have like the nice embroidery and on the hems and the waistline. Next up, we have a worldwide Sportsman's women's vented fishing shirt. Has roll tab sleeves, as you can see that I put in the picture. We love our vented fishing shirts for men, and we always grab them, especially the Columbia PFG, but there's other brands that do well. In fact, most brands of vented fishing shirts are going to sell between $20 and $35, depending on the brand, the style, the size. So it's more rare that I find them in the women's section, but I always grab them when I find them in the women's section because they sell just as well. This one sold for $24.99. It's the nice pink and purple plaid, roll tab sleeve. And the Worldwide Sportsman is a pretty good brand for fishing shirts. So this took a couple weeks to sell. I mean, it didn't take long at all. Frame Les Skinny de Jean jeans. These came out of a thread-up box. Frame is a Bolo brand, y'all. And this is a size 31 Les Skinny de Jean. And they have the raw hems at the bottom. I priced them on the high end like I always do. So I had room and I took a best offer of $35. These used to comp for a lot higher. Unfortunately, they don't anymore. And these ones shipped in a padded flat. Most frames I've had before were shipped first class, but these weighed just over a pound. Next up, we have a Tommy Bahama men's Hawaiian shirt, double XL silk, pink. Speaking of pink ties and pink shirts, they do really well. You guys recently saw this in a haul video. It did not take long to sell at all. There was this silk one and there was a linen one. The linen Bahama shirt, Tommy Bahama, sold on Grailed last week for $24.99, and this one sold here for $24.99. They both shipped first class. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple remotes now just so you guys can get kind of an idea. If you are out thrifting and you see remotes in church sales or thrift stores, and they're usually like in buckets at places like that and you have to dig through. So I like to kind of show you guys the ones that we do really well with or sell for higher dollars. So when you're doing the picking them up one at a time, you know what to look for. JVC brand is good. The audio remotes like this are good for audio systems. This is for a Frigidaire. So remotes that are for like air conditioners and Frigidaires and stereos and car stereos, you always at least, if not just grab them and run, you at least want to comp them and not just pass up on them. The remotes that are going to be less saturated, sell for more money, and sell more quickly are those unique remotes to things that aren't as common as like DVD, VCR combos and TVs and things like that. So keep that in mind when you're out digging around. That's what this one looks like. And then we have another audio remote. Audio remotes do pretty good. And any brand, this is Technics. Technics is a good brand. And the next one is, it's for home theater systems, which these are popular. Denon's a good brand. But home theater systems, it's controlling all the electronics right there for everybody. So people like these remotes, and when they lose them, they look to replace them. So these are some of the things you can look for as far as brand and types of remotes when you're outsourcing. Our cost of goods is really low on remotes. We pay about 25 cents a pound to our supplier, and they all ship first class. We ship them in padded envelopes. We have the eBay branded ones that we get for free every quarter with our shipping coupon they give you for free supplies. And then we keep those yellow craft padded envelopes around as well for when we run out of those, because I'm not going to pay for the eBay branded ones. They're kind of expensive, but if you're getting them for free, right? So that's the highlights from the week, guys. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. And join our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link in the description box, or you can just search for us right on Facebook. Until next time, go be productive, go make some money, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.